I am an economist. I am a financial specialist by training, by profession. I am also an author. I'm a writer. And I'm also a husband. My wife is here with me somewhere here in the smoke. Give her a round of applause. I'm a father. I have two young men that I'm raising up to be leaders in their own right. Give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here today specifically to talk about myself as a Kenyan. I'm here to share with you a few thoughts about the love that I have for this country. I have benefited from being a Kenyan, and I believe that there is hope for this country. And I want to stand here and share with you why I believe there is hope for this country and why we must change direction. Just to tell you a little bit of my journey, I have lived and worked in over 22 countries. By God's grace, I have worked with people at the lowest level. I've worked with farmers, wafanyabiashara dogo dogo. I've worked at the policy level in government. I've had an opportunity to interact with people at all levels of life. Some of you would know that some years ago, I was the chief executive of Faulu, Kenya. Some of you know Faulu? Faulu, Kenya is one of the leading microfinance organizations in this country. During that time, I had the opportunity and the privilege of sitting with our staff, going to the field, to sit with our clients, the mama bogas and people who we were serving, to ask them what is it that we could do to serve them, to listen to them, to hear their cries, to hear their frustrations. Sitting under a tree, I would tell our staff, do not tell them that I'm a director. Just say I'm a colleague. And it was an experience that I will never forget. Beyond that, when I left Faulu, a door opened for me to go to Europe. I went to Europe to work with an organization that asked me to come and serve as Africa Director for that organization. An opportunity that gave me a chance to travel this great continent of ours. From Cameroon to Cote d'Ivoire to South Africa to Zimbabwe. I not only saw the beauty of Africa, but I also experienced the frustration of those of you who have had a chance to walk around, travel and see our continent. To see the pregnancy of opportunity. To see the opportunity that we have and the beauty that is in this continent. And yet to see why it is and to ask why we as Africans are still tied behind. As the rest of the world is surging forward with technology and many other things, globalization, we find ourselves tied. Come on, something is holding us back, and I've asked myself that question. What is it that we need to do to lose ourselves? Let me tell you, I had 4 years of experiencing this, and during those 4 years, I wrote my book. It's called Africa's Moment. I won't go into it. This is the book that I shared my heart. And at the end of this book, I understood that actually what is missing, I heard it here today, somebody talking about it, that leadership with compassion. What we lack are leaders who care about the people that they lead. This is a problem in our continent. This is a problem in our country. When I came back, I was hired by President Kibaki in his new government. The new NAP government took me in as the chief executive of the NEPAD Secretariat. Some of you remember the new Partnership for Africa's Development. An opportunity that gave me an opportunity to work with policymakers, to travel, and once again to interact with the leaders of our continent. What I'm trying to tell you, friends, is that I've been around, I've seen what is going on. My heart cries not just for Africa, but for Kenya. My heart cries for this country. I am tired, let me tell you, and I know many of you are tired, of seeing the same old story again and again. Every 5 years we go through this cycle of choosing so-called leaders, people who are interested in everything but the people they lead. Big money politics, tribal politics. Are you not tired? Are you not tired? This is the thing that the chain that has been holding us back. We in Kenya have taken this as much higher. When leaders come into power, are so quick to raise their own salaries, so quick to serve their interests, but so slow to listen to the cries of the people. My heart sometimes cries and says, who's listening to those widows? Who's listening to those young people who are caught up in a cycle of drug addiction and alcoholism? Who's taking care of the needs and the interests of these young people who are jobless, who are coming out of school and not finding a place or any hope? They've lost hope. Many, many people have lost hope. Friends, this year, as I walk around and I have traveled in this country of ours, I've talked to people, and I don't know what the opinion polls are saying, but I cannot believe the number of people who are saying, this year, mimi sipigi kura. Many people are saying, wakati huu sipigi kura. I'm not voting because they don't feel that this is taking us anywhere. Many of them are saying, we wish there was something new, a new conversation. Somebody, somewhere, a group of people would rise up and somehow change the conversation in the country. Some of you have been praying. Some of you have been crying to God. Some of you have been questioning. Do you know an answer when you see one? Hello. The time has come for us to take a bold step and to begin. It's not about going to vote for that person. Watu watazunguka hapa nchini wataomba kura. I am not going to come and ask you for your votes. I'm going to ask you to vote for yourself. Ujipige. Wakati huu, ujipige. That's our cry. For once, forget about your tribe. For once, I call upon you, forget about where you come from. This is not about money. This is about the future of our land. This is about the future of Kenya. And I'm calling all of us, let's join together. Let's go beyond the small, myopic things. Let's think beyond ourselves. Come on. A good friend of mine, a very good friend of mine, he's an Indian businessman. The other day he spoke to me and he said, Pete, wewe Mjaluo, are you going to take on Raila Odinga? I looked at him and he was swallowed in the I was upset because I told him this is the problem we have, that we meet somebody and the first question we want to ask is, where do you come from? Where in Kabila gani? I am not entering this race because of where I come from. I'm entering this race because I care. Because I care about this country. And let me tell you what I told him. And I'm going to say this. I said, let me tell you something about Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga ni shujaa. Raila Odinga has served and sacrificed for this nation. The shoes he has worn are shoes that I could not fill. Raila Odinga is a man who, when history is written, his place is secure. Many of the freedoms and the things that we enjoy today came because of people like Raila Ondeng. Friends, I'm not here to compete with my senior Raila Ondeng, because we're not here to talk about the past. We're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about the future. The issues of the past had solutions that have passed. We are facing new generation of issues. The world is changing. Dunia inabadilika. We need solutions that make sense for today. And I am coming here and offering myself not as a courageous man or somebody who has all the answers, but I want to be your catalyst of hope, your catalyst of change. I want to be the man who will say, let's rally around this man, help us to turn the wheel and go in a new direction. We can do it. I believe we can do it. Yes. I don't know if His Excellency the President is watching this or will watch this, but let me address him also. Your Excellency, I salute you. My wife and I have prayed for you and your wife, Margaret. We have prayed that you would succeed in the work that you're doing, because your success is our success. Why would I pray for you to fail when I'm a part of this country? We look up to the office of the presidency with respect, and I also salute that office. It's an office that I am aiming to hold in 2017. Under the Jubilee government, to be fair, a number of very good things have happened. If you travel our country, you will see change. Devolution is working to some extent, not as well as it should, but there are services reaching people that were never there before. We are making some measure of progress, but don't kid yourself, friends. We have issues in this country. We have problems in this country. We have issues that need new thinking, new leadership, new blood. Your Excellency, in all due respect, the day you stood in front of the nation and said, I have done all I can, that there is nothing else that I can do, it broke my heart. My heart was broken, as was many other people who look up to their leaders and say, we look to you to make a change, to lead us to the place we need to go. Today, I stand before you, looking at Kenya. 54 years since we got our independence. Siku hii ya leo, ndugu zangu, asilimia 50 or more of our people are going to sleep hungry tonight. Shameful. Shame on us. Shame on us as a nation. Having a Kenyan ID should give you the right to protection, the right to pursue your dreams, the right to live a dignified life. Having a Kenyan ID should give you the right to stand tall and to reach out for whatever it is that stands before you. But too many of our people have been forgotten. Would you agree with me? Too many people have been forgotten. And as we move forward, applying solutions that themselves are not bad, but don't solve the problem, what good does it do a nation to have nice highways, to have nice railways, but to have people whose families are breaking apart, to have families that are struggling just to survive? What good is it? That's why I'm running for the office of the presidency. I care. I care. I don't care if you think that it's too late. People have asked the question, Pete, don't you think it's too late to enter this race? Let me tell you, my friend, if it was the last day and we had an opportunity to change direction, I would step in on that last day. It's never too late to change course. One of the reasons people don't want to vote is because they're fearful. People look at each other and they say, are we heading to another collision, another fight? Tutapigana tena. Because we hear it, and we hear the voices of politicians. I say no. Hatutapigana tena. Hatutawawana tena. We refuse it. Say no to that. We need a new direction. We need a new conversation. We need to bring our people together. Wakati huu, safari hii, tutajipigia.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you look at our country from northeastern, go to Ukambani, not even far, you see the disparity. Unaona watu ambao wako na mali na wengine wengi wanalala njaa. Hata kwetu huko Nyanza, huko Kisumu Dala, iko sida. Look at your neighbor and say, iko sida. Sida mingi sana. We have problems that need to be solved. And these are problems, like somebody said here so beautifully, they are problems that can be solved. If you have the intent, you have the will, if you have the passion, if you have the commitment, we can get out of the mess that we are in. There is no need for Africa to remain, leave alone Africa, Kenya of all countries, to remain where it is. We need to rise up. We need to stand up. I'm asking you, think for a moment. It's the status quo. It is the two-horse race. Or we turn to the third horse in this race and we begin and have a new beginning.
Oh, yes.
Safari hii tujipigie. Safari hii tujipigie. Safari hii
tujipigie.
Safari hii
tujipigie.
tujipigie. With those few remarks, friends, I just want to thank you for being here with us. I want to thank you for choosing to go a new direction. I want to thank you for your support, for all those of you who've been sending emails and support. This event today was just to make an announcement. Our campaign is going to start soon. We're going to come back together in a big way to introduce our party, to introduce our running mate. Stand by. We're going to have a lot of news, a lot of excitement. We're going to be mobilizing. But let me tell you something. I'm coming out to see you. I'm going to come to your community. Tunakuja. I don't have a helicopter. Sijui tunakuja na matatu, sijui tutakuja na magari. Mkitupatia fare tunakuja. But we are coming. We're going to come and mingle with you. Our style is not to come and dance and waste your time. I want to come and listen to you. I want to come and listen to your needs, what it is that you want us to do. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Kenya. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the next president of Kenya.